Okay, so I think that should be it, right? Can you do like this if you hear me fine, if you see me fine? So, hello everybody, welcome to the EU Code Week Icebreaker MOOC session that we are improvising here. My name is Nair Carrera, I'm the coordinator of the course, and I'm here with my colleagues of the EU Code Week team at European Schoolnet, Konstantinos and Anna. Also, Annika from the Commission is here, and I believe Tommaso and Jakub might be here also as well. So first of all, very warm welcome to all of you who have decided to join this course. So we have more than 1,500 participants all over Europe and beyond. So I just wanted to mention a few countries also for you to know. So we have Albania, Austria, Azerbaijan, Belgium, Bosnia, Bulgaria, Czech Republic, Cyprus, Estonia, Finland, France, Serbia, Greece, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Turkey, Tunisia, Sweden, and many more. So this is really an honor and a pleasure, and I think I'm talking on behalf of the team when I say that we are very, very happy to have you all in this course. So as part of this course, you will hear a bit about EU Code Week. So what is Code Week? So what are we doing here, basically? This meeting is being recorded as well, so you should be able to see the recording right afterwards in the relevant section of the course. And I believe you also have the possibility to add some subtitles to the meeting. Is this correct, Konstantinos? Yes. So there should be a button somewhere saying captions, and there you should be able to add, there's not that many possibilities, so only a few languages could be selected. So you should be able to select from there your language, ideally, if it's there. So the aim of this live event, this is a surprise live event that we decided to do on Friday afternoon, because we said, okay, we're stuck at home. What should we do? Let's do something else, because we don't have anything to do, right? So we decided to do this live event. The idea of this live event is, of course, to welcome you all, to say that we are very happy to have you on board, and also for you to get to know the Code Week team that is behind the scenes in the Commission and also in European Schoolnet. And of course, the great community of teachers, ambassadors, and edu coordinators who are behind the course. So without further ado, I don't want to talk too much, so we are gonna go to the next slide in the presentation. In the meantime, if you want to have, if you have questions and if you want to type in the chat, feel free to do so. Anna and Konstantinos, ideally, they should be able to gather your questions. And then at the very end, we will have like 5-10 minutes or so where we will be answering to your questions, okay? Okay, so the first thing that we want to know.
Nairmu.
Yes.
Can you please speak slower for the participants if you can?
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, well, this is a welcome slide that we have prepared in quite a few languages to try to welcome you all. But the first thing that we would like to know is if you have ever heard about Code Week. So we know we have some leading teachers here. I also saw them in the chat. We have some ambassadors as well. Hello, everybody, and welcome for being here. And welcome and thanks for being here. So we want to know, especially if you are here for the first time, if this is the first time that maybe you're joining an European Schoolnet Academy course, or if you have never heard about Code Week, we would like to ask if you have ever participated in Code Week. So Anna has prepared a Multimeter, so this is a very nice tool that you will be able to see soon, I hope. And in this Multimeter, we would like to ask again if you have ever heard or participated in Code Week before. So in order to reply, you have to go to menti.com and add the code 691221. So feel free to do so as we speak. And I believe the answers should start appearing in the screen. Maybe. Otherwise, you can also maybe type in the chat, but ideally, if possible, reply in the Mentimeter. So have you ever heard or participated in EU Code Week before? Is this a yes? Is this a no? Okay. Okay, so we see some answers coming in right now. And in the meantime, Ismail is asking if everybody has access to the chat. So I believe this is a yes, Ismail. So you should be able to write in the chat and ask questions if you want. Okay, Boyana, thank you. You're here for the first time. This is very nice because it's very nice to see old faces, new faces, many living teachers and ambassadors, but of course, it's very, very nice to see as well many new faces and many teachers. And Bojana from Serbia, we have great numbers in Serbia, so well done, very well done. Italy as well, very first time. Great, Slovenia, Tunisia, boa tarde, Portugal, great. And yes, if you haven't done it yet, you can enable subtitles in English and other six languages while watching the webinar. Thank you, Konstantinos, for the note. So let's wait a few more because now we have almost the same participants saying yes and no. Let's see if we get a few more answers. So we're gonna wait 1 more minute. Okay, again, if you want to reply, you have to go to menti.com and add the code 691221. Okay, well, I think this is that gives us a good idea of the expertise of the participants, right, Konstantinos and Anna? So it's, yeah, so we have same people saying yes and no. We actually thought that there will be more no's, but we are very, very happy that many of you have participated in Code Week, and of course we wait and we hope that you will participate again this year. At least this is our objective. So the next thing that we want to do, that we want to explore also with you, especially for those who are here for the first time, if you're here also, if you have joined us already, or if you have participated in Code Week, of course, you're also welcome to reply and say what you think. But we were also wondering, what is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the words coding, computational thinking, or digital creativity? So we have prepared another Multimeter that Anna will launch soon, and we want to hear from you. What is the first thing that you hear or that comes to your mind, the first image that comes to your mind when you hear about coding, computational thinking, or digital creativity? So again, if you can go to menti.com. Okay, and I believe the code is 930106. I'm a bit blind, so I hope it's okay. Anna, feel free to type the code in the chat. Also, my screen is very far away because this teleworking, you know, it's not ideal. So go to menti.com and add the code 930106. Great, thank you, Anna, for sharing. And hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. We're just starting the event, the surprise live event that we wanted to have with you to welcome all the participants in the MOOC. And we have some answers already popping in. So what words come to your mind when you think of coding? So we have, of course, programming appearing everywhere, creativity, Scratch, critical thinking, but I also want to hear from those who are new, who are maybe parents who never heard about coding or Code Week before. Also those teachers who teach languages, math, chemistry, whatever, know that Code Week is for everybody. We will talk about this now. And feel free also to share with us what you think. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think, when you hear the word coding, computational thinking, and digital creativity? So I believe we have a very nice word cloud here. So I think, Anna, I don't know if you can make maybe a screenshot and maybe share it in Twitter. And if you want to do the same, feel free to retweet or just share also the word cloud, which I think is very nice. And I think it's a very nice example of all the many things and benefits that we teachers or parents can get when we talk about coding, computational thinking, and digital creativity. And we will learn so in the course, ideally. So keep replying if you want. We will share this picture in Twitter in the meantime, and then we will continue with the presentation because we don't have that much time, and we really wanted to have some minutes at the end in case you want to have you want to ask anything. So I'm gonna come back to my presentation. Anna, should you stop sharing or should I, Konstantinos?
You just share your screen.
Okay. So I'll come back. Okay. So you should be able to see the coding, computational thinking, and digital creativity screen, right? Cons. Yes, okay. I didn't see you because so yeah, so ideally, and this is what we usually tell to people, we wanted to mention this because usually when people and teachers, especially when they hear about these words, coding, computational thinking, digital creativity, usually the image that comes to their mind, it's something like this, no? Or at least this is the image that first came to my mind when I first heard about coding, computational thinking. I said, what? Or maybe also if we are happier or in a better mood, we can also think about something like this, right? But very few times, unfortunately, very few times when we hear the words coding, computational thinking, or digital creativity, we think about something like this. And I believe this is something that ideally every teacher or every person should try out, either with your students or with your children. And if I'm telling you that every teacher can bring coding to the classroom, you may think that I am a bit crazy. And indeed, I am a bit crazy, but I know what I'm talking about. And this is why I'm telling you, and also on behalf of the Code Week team, that Code Week is for everybody. Also for those teachers who have no experience at all, and no, so it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be as, let's say, a teacher of ICT or programmer, whatever. So if you teach languages, chemistry, math, science, wherever you teach, you can participate in Code Week. So this is why we say, and we keep saying and spread the word, that Code Week is for all. So whether you are children, whether you are pupils, students, an adult, senior, parent, wherever, you can participate in Code Week. But we keep talking about Code Week, right? And many of you, maybe you're wondering if you have not participated in the course yet or completed, because we have actually seen that some teachers have already completed the course, so well done. But if you have not go through the course already, you might be wondering, but what is Code Week? We have here Annika from the Commission, from the European Commission, with us, but unfortunately, because of the settings of the webinar, she's not able to present. But she's very happy to be with us today, with you as well, and she will be happy also, I guess, to reply to some questions if we have any at the end. So, for those of you who are not aware about this initiative, Code Week, It's an initiative that started in 2013 already. So this was started by a great group of volunteers who are the ambassadors, the Code Week ambassadors, who were these great people who started to do activities and so on in order to bring coding and computational thinking everywhere. No? So the idea was more or less to bring ideas to life with coding. So this is something that they were promoting and that we keep promoting nowadays. And also to bring people together to explore, to work together, to interact, and many more things. The idea, well, Code Week was also part of the Digital Education Action Plan in 2018 by the European Commission. And why we're doing this, why we want to reach schools, because at the end, and you know it better than us, you are the ones who are the leaders of the innovation. So transforming innovation in education is what we're trying to do at European Schoolnet, and we can give you the means to do so. We can help you out, we can support with this kind of initiatives, but at the end, it is up to you to do so. And we believe that Code Week it's something that can really help to bring innovation to education and to help transforming these. There are many benefits for students to participate in Code Week, but also for children. So we talk about students because we always try to reach teachers, but we also want to reach families here because we believe and we know that there are many benefits of participating in coding and Code Week, and hopefully you will be able to discover them in this course. Why schools? Because at the end, schools can get to everybody. So we can try to do a project, we can do something, but sometimes maybe we don't reach everybody, but you can reach everybody. And I think this is also something very powerful. So being able to bring equity to schools and to all students by participating in Code Week. In order to do so, we have created or developed a network of teachers, so a community of teachers, ambassadors, and edu coordinators. And I think I'm going to give the word to my colleague Konstantinos now, if he is ready to present this very nice community of people.
Sure. Thank you very much, Nair. Welcome, everybody. I hope you can see me now. My name is Konstantinos Andronikidis. I joined the EU Code Week initiative in European Schoolnet a couple of years ago, and currently I help with the coordination of the EU Code Week leading teachers. So some of you might know me, have received emails from him. A quick introduction about the different members of the community. So the whole idea started with the ambassadors. The ambassadors are people from the country, volunteers that volunteer their time and their effort to promote the initiative and the whole idea of coding and computational thinkings in the countries. They are the ones that you can reach out to if you have any questions, if you want to have some local support or some national support. And they are the ones that are really the core and the heart of the EU Code Week initiative. Together with them, a couple of years ago, representatives of the Ministries of Education joined, and today we have representatives that help us promote through their networks, so to schools, the different activities that we're doing, and this is a way that we can reach more schools and more teachers and more students. And we're really happy to have them on board, and they're really supportive and really excited to also be promoting this idea. And then we have the leading teachers. The leading teachers are teachers that are very active in the community, the EU Code Week initiative, and they are the ones that can help you if you want anything in the about organizing an activity. If you want to learn about more about Code Week, they are the ones that help us tremendously translating local content to the local languages. Some of them will be moderating the Icebreaker MOOC in the local languages, and I will tell you more about that soon. And they are more than 350 teachers right now in 37 countries. And we are looking forward to increasing this number to even greater numbers and even more countries. And for this, especially to the newer ones, if you find this a great chance for you to start and you want to engage more, and we hope you engage more in the community, then we hope also maybe to see you and welcome you as a leading teacher at some point. So that is it, very, very quickly, because I suppose we don't have much time. So Nair.
Yes, if you want to keep talking, feel free to do so. Okay, so just a very brief introduction about the community behind the scenes, because again, you might be seeing me posting in Twitter every day, maybe, but there's a really very group, nice, very nice and expert group of people behind, which is first of all the Commission, we will see now, and then of course people at the MC Group and also European Schoolnet. So, but what is in there for you, teachers and parents? So we have been discussing about the benefits. We keep talking about Code Week, but what can you actually find in Code Week? So there are many things that you can find in this initiative. So I thought about sharing my desktop, but apparently there are some issues in Microsoft Teams, so I have to bear with me a few more slides to go through the end. So what can Code Week offer to teachers and parents? So the first thing that I want to share that we think it's something very meaningful and valuable, especially for teachers who might not speak very good English, it's that all the resources that we have in the website are translated into 29 languages. So this website, this is a dedicated website for schools that was designed in 2018. And since then, we have been updating and creating and working really, really hard in order to create some nice resources for you, teachers, and also parents and families that you can do at home with your students. So the idea of what we do, what we have called these training materials, learning bits. So if you go to the Code Week website for schools, you will find there many training material. We have different topics now. So we have coding without digital technology, because if you didn't know, you can also bring coding, computational thinking, even though you don't have computers. So this is something you will learn about during the course. There is also a learning bit about computational thinking and problem solving, another one about Scratch. There are many more. There is one for coding for all languages. There is also one for an app inventor. And the last three learning bits, one for Python, another one for the microbit, and the last one coding for inclusion. So if you go to the Code Week website for schools, you will find there these learning bits that I'm talking about. And if you want to change the language, if you want to find the material in your own language, you just need to go to the upper menu side of the website, and you will be able to change the language. On each learning bit, you will find at the very beginning an introductory text. So this is like an introduction about the topic that you will hear about. There you will also see right afterwards a video tutorial. And this is something that is done and produced by the expert on the topic, where the expert explains what is the topic, what are the benefits of introducing this in the classroom, how to do it. And then at the end, if you realize, if you notice here at the end, right below the video, there are some lesson plans. We call them lesson plans, and these are examples of lessons that you can actually use to participate in Code Week. So this is everything that you need in order to start an activity in Code Week. So first, you will need to identify the topic that you would like to do. Maybe if you want to teach some unplugged activities, for instance, this Alessandro Viola activity that you see here in the screen, you will be able to find the lesson plan in the website. And then if you see, you have everything there. So you have the time that you need to do your activity, the age group of your students, the objectives. So where are the students going to learn? Also what the teacher has to do, the role of the teacher, and also the role of the students, the materials that you need. So everything is really there. So we wanted to create something really easy for you to just go on the website, download one of these lesson plans, and maybe try it out with your students or with your children in this case. Apart from these lesson plans, we also have many more resources that are also currently being updated, because we keep trying to find resources in many languages as well, and you will find them in the resource called Teach. So there's two tabs. There is one for teaching and one for learning. So depending on what you want to do, if you want to teach or if you want to learn, you would select one or the other. And we doing this icebreaker again? So last year, as you probably know, half of you probably know that we also did an icebreaker MOOC last year, and we thought, or we heard that it was a very nice course, that it was a success, and that we, if they were asking if we could rerun it again, so this is why we're here basically. And for talking, in order to talk about the MOOC and the Icebreaker course, I would like to give the word to my colleague Anna Kosteska. Anna, you ready? Okay, so feel free to share any information that you want. You're muted, or at least I cannot hear you. No, I cannot hear anything. Konstantinos?
No, Anna, now?
Yeah.
Now we can.
Okay.
Perfect.
Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Anna, and I'm also part of the EU Code Week team. Nair, I was wondering if you could go to the next slide. That'd be great. I wanted to welcome all of you and thank you for joining us in the Icebreaker MOOC. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what you could expect from the MOOC. So the MOOC is to introduce you a little bit about coding and computational thinking. And based on the Mentimeter, it seems like you guys already have a lot of good ideas about what coding and computational thinking involves and why it's important. As Nair also mentioned, you're going to gain access to a lot of free resources and materials and be part of this great international community from a lot of different countries joining us today. And we'll get to find out who is in the course and find out a little bit more about all of the participants a little later on. You'll also be able to learn how to inspire digital creativity in your students, or if you're a parent, in your children. So you'll get to try out and organize different activities with your students or your children at home, or when we all get back to normal in the classroom as well. And of course, you'll be able to take part in a lot of different activities that we've prepared for you in the MOOC. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the different activities in the next slide. Yeah, so here in the MOOC, over the next 5 weeks, you'll have a range of different activities. There's a lot of discussions that you can take parts of, more live events to come like this one, and of course quizzes. So you can share new resources, discover them. Of course, we want you to try out as many coding activities as you can at home with your children and your students. And to share best practices, especially it seems like a lot of you have participated in Code Week before. So that's great. So share what you've learned, share your best practices from the previous Code Week and all your experience with other participants. And you'll actually get to collaborate and find colleagues and partners from all across Europe and beyond to help you and to participate in the next activity. So you can collaborate with teachers or parents across the globe to organize an activity together. And don't forget and mark this in your calendars. We have a few more exciting live events that'll be coming up. So the next one will be on the 18th of May, and this will be a Q&A where we will answer any questions that you have about the MOOC, about Code Week or anything else related that you'd like to know about. We will also have a multilingual Twitter chat, which will happen on the 6th of June. So stay tuned. If you're not on Twitter yet, it's the perfect time to sign up. And the last one will be TeachMeet, and this will be about the best practices, both for teachers and for parents from Code Week. And of course, you'll get to assess what you've learned. Show us what you've learned by doing a quiz, and that way you can gain a badge and a certificate from the course. And so maybe, I'm sure for a lot of you, this is not the first time that you've participated in a MOOC, but it's always good to share a few suggestions or practices because we want you to get the most out of this course. So first, pace yourselves. You have 5 weeks to complete the course. If you'd like, you can complete it all in one day, as I've heard some of you have already done. So that's great. But of course, if you need a little bit more time, take your time, do it at your own pace. Participate often. As I've mentioned, you have a lot of different activities, a lot of different discussion boards. So participate often, discuss with others, also share resources. As I mentioned, we're a great community here, so we want you to share what you've learned, share what you have found, and share it with the community. Ask questions. So you can ask, of course, us questions, but also ask questions to each other. Also, if you know the answers, help each other out. And of course, learn by doing. As we've mentioned, there will be a few activities where you will have the chance to share what you've been doing, what kind of activities you've been organizing with your students and your children. And of course, don't forget to add your activity on the Code Week website. Great. So now what we'd love to hear from you as well are your expectations from this course. So we've been talking quite a bit. We've told you a little bit about the MOOC, what you can expect. So now tell us, what are your expectations for this MOOC? So once again, we're going to ask you to go to menti.com. And please use the code 698600 and tell us, what are your expectations from this course? Whether you're a parent or you're a teacher, tell us what you'd like to learn, what you are expecting, why are you here? We'd love to hear from you. So once again, go to menti.com. And the code is 698600. I'm going to put that in the chat for you as well, just in case. Great. So menti.com 698600. We'd love to hear from you. We know you have a lot to say, and part of this webinar is to hear from you as well. So here's an opportunity to let us know why you're here and what are your expectations. Okay, I also see some of you are taking the opportunity to post in the chat. So Sylvia says that she's here to have fun with her students. That's a great reason to be here. So once again, we're waiting. Let's see who will be the first one to share with us their motivations and their expectations to be here for this MOOC. So are you here to learn more about coding and computational thinking, or are your motivations more to find resources? I know for a lot of you, maybe you are at home with your children, so you're looking for activities, fun resources, lesson plans. Remember that on the Code Week website, we have all of these materials already ready for you. So we have ready to use lesson plans with even printouts that you can use And the great thing about these activities, a lot of them you can do from the comfort of your own home. For some of them, all you need is an internet connection. For others, you don't even need to use a computer. You can actually learn coding and computational thinking by using materials that you can find around your house. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that. Great, so we have already some responses. So new ideas to learn, that's a great reason to be here. Learn and share, of course. Learning from your experience. Get a clear view on what resources and approaches are available. Yes, of course, stimulating creativity and coding. Meeting other teachers, you're in the right place. As we said, we're a great big community here, so I'm sure you will get to collaborate with a lot of teachers from all over Europe and beyond. Learn what coding is and how to implement it. Make coding more fun for 14 to 16-year-olds. Yeah, the great thing again about the resources that we have is that they're also divided by different the different ages. So you have lesson plans for younger and older students as well. Great, so we will continue receiving these responses. So let us know what you think, and I'm going to give the word back to Nair to let you know a little bit about who is here and for you to introduce yourselves a little bit.
Thank you so much, Anna. So I'm gonna come back to the presentation now. Okay. Are you seeing the presentation again, Konstantinos? Yes? No? Okay, wait, just give me 1 minute. Okay, it should be okay now, I believe, yes. Okay, so we keep talking about Code Week, right? But what can you do as a teacher or as a parent? Because we also have, I believe I saw in a few posts somewhere in the Padlet that there are also some parents here. Also, if you're a parent, joining the course as a parent itself, so not necessarily as a teacher, feel also free to share in the chat also maybe your motivation to join this course. And what can you do to participate in Code Week? And this is something that you will be discovering all over the course. So the course is being created in order for you to learn what teachers can do, but we also wanted to briefly introduce you to the initiative and also the many opportunities that you have here. So as a teacher or as a parent, what you can do is first of all check the resources, as Anna was mentioning. So maybe check the resources, choose one lesson plan that you like or that you think that your students or your children would like to try out at home, and then do it. The most important thing when you try one of these resources is that you register your activity in the map. So this is the only way we have as Code Week team to track down all the activities that are happening. And this is also the only way we have to see that actually what we're doing, it's meaningful. So it's really something that we kindly ask you to do. So whenever you download or you try out these activities, please also remember to go to the map and register your activities so that we can keep track of them. Something else that you can do is that you can participate in the Code Week for All challenge. I will not explain much about this because you also have to do your homework, I hope. If we say everything, then there is no motivation for you to keep going through the course. You can also use and promote the Teachers Toolkit. So this is a very nice toolkit that you will find in the website as well. So feel free also to explore and navigate the website and see what is there for you. And then spread the word in social media channels. So this is also something that we usually ask teachers to do. So we think we believe one of the greatest things of Code Week is the community behind. And of course, we trust you to keep passing the word and spreading the word. So feel free also to share this in the chat, in Twitter chat, in Facebook, in the Facebook group for teachers. That, by the way, if you're not there, you can join now. I don't know, Anna, if in the meantime you can share the link in the chat of the Facebook group for teachers. So this is a very nice also group where we have, I believe, more than 11,500 teachers already sharing, interacting, discussing about many topics. So feel free also to join the group, which I believe is something very, very powerful. And then, of course, you can also check in the website, in the map, you can see if there is any activity happening next to you. So you will just need to go to the map, to the Code Week map. And also, Anna, if you can, or Konstantinos, if you can share it later in the chat, you will go to the map and you will see if there is any activity happening there. And you can also join these activities that are already happening. So you can either create your own activity or maybe join an existing activity already. And then, of course, organize your own coding activity, which is what we usually encourage you, even though, again, you don't have any expertise or you have never participated in Code Week before. So this is something easy that we hope that by the end of the course, you will all be able to do. And what is an activity? So there are many things that can be considered an activity. So also teachers think that an activity has to be something really hard, complicated, or difficult. This is not the case. So an activity for us is everything. So if you organize a lesson with your students, it can also be online now, given the situation. So where you maybe explain about Code Week, or maybe you will browse the website and maybe select one of the resources and try it out with them. So this could also be an activity. It can be an online seminar or a remote lesson. So this, what we're doing today, this surprise live event, can also be an activity for Code Week, because we're trying to reach people and to get to more people. A presentation about Code Week for teachers, parents, and students in your school. Public institutions may also organize something, some events, some coding workshops, maybe after school workshop. This is also an activity. If you know how to code, of course, I saw there are many people in the Padlet who are introducing themselves who know how to code. So if you ever would like to teach somebody, or maybe to hold a class for other people to learn, this is also an activity. And then, of course, we have the 1 hour of code, which is in the code.org website that you will discover during the course. So I will not say much here either. You can also try out 1 hour with Scratch, or also Scratch Junior, which is also a very nice tool for teachers, for students to learn coding, and many more. If you don't have that many ideas, again, you can, instead of organizing your own activity, maybe join an already existing activity. As I was saying, something really, really important is that if you do this, if you decide to organize an activity, please do register them in the map so that we can keep track of how many activities are happening. If you do so, you will get this super nice certificate validated by the European Commission. And this is something that you will get only when you report back. So after you do the activity, you will get an email, and in this email, they will ask you to fill in like a few bullet points with some information. So how many people you engage, how many women were they, and so on. And after you report back, after you reply to these questions, you will be able to get this super nice certificate. This is the Teachers Toolkit I was mentioning before, so feel free also to explore the website, browse all the different opportunities and super nice posters and badges that we have created, and feel free also to use them with other teachers. And Yeah, so here we just we wanted to share this with you so that you can see more or less the progression. So from the year 2013, when we started, when the ambassadors started this very nice initiative, until now, we have really grown very much. And again, I think this is something of course we are here to support, and the Commission is here, but this is something that is only happening thanks to you. So we really wanted to thank you for being active, for participating in Code Week and help us spreading the word. This is the Facebook group for teachers. So I don't know if I think Anna shared the link in the chat before, but if not, you can join with this QR code here. And once there, you will see again a really very big community behind with whom you will be able to interact, to exchange, and find many resources as well that are not, of course, part of the website, but still they're very meaningful and interesting and so on. And as I was saying, we have many things. We have a big community, and we have many activities that are being raised in the map more and more every day. But again, this is something that we will not be able to do without you. So we really count on you to keep spreading the word, to keep participating in Code Week, and help us get bigger numbers this year, hopefully. So we really hope that we will get to have more than 70,000 activities that we had last year. So it's really a big challenge. And again, it's something that we cannot do without you. So we really count on you, and we hope that you will not disappoint us, right? Otherwise, Konstantinos will go and hand you all. You cannot see him, but he is laughing. All right, so now that you know a bit about the initiative, about the resources that you can find there and many things, we also wanted to see who is in the room. So, you know, there is a Padlet in the course that many of you have already used to present yourselves. I don't know if we can share the link in the chat. And there in this Padlet, I've seen many colleagues already that we know, many new faces, and of course we're very happy to see new people joining the course, but we really encourage you to go there, to go to this Padlet and introduce yourself in the Padlet. I don't know, Anna, if we can share the link in the chat in case they have not done it. And we cannot see you, but you're laughing, Natalie. It's great to see that you're laughing. Yes, we cannot see you, unfortunately, but you can take a picture and publish it on Twitter. It is something that you can do. So Anna, do we have a Mentimeter here, or is it just the Padlet? Feel free to just interrupt me whenever you want.
We have a Mentimeter.
Okay.
I don't know. I think.
Yeah, I was wondering because we don't have too much time, but I think we can quickly do the Mentimeter and then we move on.
So we'd love to hear who's here with us and who's joined us here today. So once again, I'm going to quickly share a Mentimeter with you. And please let us know what country are you joining us from. So once again, go to menti.com and you should be seeing a screen right now. So use the code 628724. Once again, menti.com 628724, and let us know what country you are joining us from. So we'd love to hear from you. Now, you already mentioned a few countries in the beginning of the webinar where a lot of our participants that have signed up for the MOOC are from, but now we'd love to know who's here with us today, who's joined us for this great webinar. So once again, go to menti.com and use the code 628724 and let us know which country you are joining us from. Great. We have Serbia, Belgium, North Macedonia, Portugal, Malta, Spain, Slovenia. Once again, Portugal. So I'm not sure if some of you are new to Multimeter, but the bigger that the word appears here on the screen, that means the more responses it has gotten. So we'll take a look at the end which country we have. We have a lot of people joining us from Spain, I see, from Portugal, Belgium as well. Great, quite a multinational crowd that we have with us here today. So once again, if you'd like to get to know us a little better, the Code Week team, but also fellow participants, other teachers, parents that are joining us for the MOOC, please post a little something about yourself on the Padlet. And if you're not sure, you need some ideas about what you should post in the pre-course activity, which is the first activity of the MOOC, we have some ideas for you. So you could post, obviously, the country that you're from, whether you're a teacher or a parent. You could tell us one of your hobbies, what you like to do, apart, of course, from coding and computational thinking. So let us know what other activities you'd like to do. So we can still see now even more countries and quite a few, again, participants from Serbia. We also see Italy, Israel, Spain, once again, Turkey. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone, but so many responses coming in, it's hard to keep track. So we will post these results again on Twitter so we can see where everyone has joined us from. But for the last few minutes, we'd like to answer some of the questions that you have posted. So if you've already posted your question, that's great. We'll try to answer that now. But if you still have questions, maybe something that we didn't answer yet, something you'd like to know, feel free to ask right now. And I'm going to give the word back to Nair to help us answer some of the questions that you have posted. And the Mentimeter will stay open. So if you are just now sharing the Code Week Icebreaker MOOC with others, then we will have even more countries here on this Mentimeter. So once again, back to Nair to answer all of your questions.
Well, for a reasonable price, Anna, I can answer the questions. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to mention something that was written in the chat. Annika mentioned it. We also have some brand new materials that we have recently produced, what we call the coding at home activities, and these are some example of short videos that you can easily do with some materials that you will find at home. We also have some unplugged activities there, so feel free to check this. I'm also going to share the message that she posted before, so you all, if possible, go and check these resources, as well as I believe they will be interesting and meaningful for you to do with your students or children. So we have been reading and exploring and being curious about all the participants who are joining the MOOC. Maybe probably you don't see it now because it's at the very end, because we were the first who wrote in the Padlet, but now, of course, after so many answers, it's been to the bottom. But we also wanted to tell you, to say who is actually behind the scenes of the Code Week team. So we have in the European Commission, as I was saying, Annika and Jakub, and they are the ones who are making this possible. So without them, this wouldn't be possible. I see Konstantinos is doing something.
Can you please share your screen?
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. Yes, so do you see it now? Konstantinos, yes. Okay, So yes, so as I was saying, Annika Ostergren and Jakob Jackman, so these are the people working in the commission and the team who is making Code Week possible. So from here, also from the Code Week team, we wanted to say thank you. Unfortunately, Annika cannot say anything. I'm very sorry for that, Annika. But I promise next time in the next live event, we will sort it out differently. If there is something that you want to say, feel free to type in the chat, okay? So we have first the European Commission team, and then of course we have the team here at European Schoolnet that you should probably know by now after this 1 hour live event. So we have Tommaso. I believe Tommaso is here with us already. I don't know if you're here, Tommaso. If you want to say something, say hi to people.
Yes, I'd love to say hi to people. So hello, everybody. My name is Tommaso. I'll be very happy to share this journey with you all. And yes, I've been with the team for a couple of years now, and very excited to get started with the Icebreaker.
Thanks, Tommaso, for the introduction. And then, of course, well, you can see Konstantinos, Anna, and myself also there. So this is the people that you have to get in touch with if you ever face any trouble or question or doubt during the course. Feel free to reach us. You can contact us in Twitter also. There is a forum in the course that you can go to in case there is any technical question, a problem related to the platform. You can just go there and ask. And last but not least, we wanted to share this slide again with the main information about the initiative, about this very nice project. So we have the website there, codeweek.eu, where you will find all the different materials, resources, and everything. Here you also have the handle of the project and also the hashtag of the project. Remember, the hashtag of the course is a different one, but you can use both. And then also this is the QR code with the link to register in the course. So feel free also to share it with other teachers and parents that might be interested to do this course, that might be looking for some nice activities, fun activities to do during these days that we are unfortunately stuck at home. And we really hope that you will like the course and enjoy a lot. So it's 6 p.m. already, so we are quite tight on time, but I just wanted to ask if there is any question. This is the time you can ask. So feel free to ask anything that you may want. So if you're curious about, I don't know, anything, the resources, the materials, Code Week itself, if you want to ask something to the team, also feel free to do so. And I think Anna and Konstantinos will be gathering those, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we have some questions already.
Okay.
Shall I read it to you and then you can answer?
Yeah, or you can answer yourself if you want.
So something about the MOOC. Do you have unplug in general for Code Week? Apologies. Do you have unplug activities in general? Yes, we do have unplugged activities. You can go on codeweek.eu and you will find in the modules that we have created, the learning bits, there are unplugged activities. And our resources are under Creative Commons. Nair, do you want to answer this?
Yes, so basically you can, there is a license that it should be there. If it's not there, it's the same license of the MOOC. So basically the license allows everybody to reuse the material as long as you share it with the same license, with the same copyright that we have. Okay, so it's we want everybody to use these materials, but of course we don't want, or we wouldn't like for people to gain any money with these resources. So we keep claiming that this should be something that should arrive to everybody in order to keep the equity in the world and everything. So you can reuse the material, you can translate anything that you will find also in the MOOC. But again, we do kindly ask you to keep the same license that we are using. Anna, do you want to say something about the activities, about the unplugged activities as well? Because there's a very nice PDF in the course, if you want to say something about that.
Sure. I don't think I'm live yet. Or am I? Okay. Yes, as Nair mentioned, we have a lot of unplugged activities for you. So one of the places where you can find a lot of great unplugged activities is the Coding at Home, which is a new resource that we have for you. You can find it on the Code Week website, but also in the MOOC, one of the activities is a Coding at Home activity where you can find a PDF with many unplugged activities. So some ideas for you to learn to teach coding concepts such as computational thinking and algorithms to your students or your children. And the great thing is, as I mentioned before, so for those who have missed the explanation, an unplugged activity is an activity that doesn't need any electronics, no computers, you don't need internet access. And the great thing is as well is you can do it with materials that you can find easily around your house. So especially these activities are great and you can do it with younger children, but you can also do it with older students as well. So let's see if we have any other questions. Another question is, can we also help with the translation of materials and promote them? Yes, of course. We always ask whether it's leading teachers or anyone who's participating in the MOOC to help us promote the activities, to promote the MOOC, to promote Code Week in general. So as we mentioned, and I will post again, you can use the hashtag EU Code Week MOOC to spread the word. You can also join the Facebook group, which we've linked already, and help us promote all the great resources that we have on the Code Week website. So I think since we are already 6 after 6, I'm going to pass the word back to Nair. It was a pleasure meeting all of you, and we hope that you've already gotten a chance to look at all the different materials and the content of the MOOC, and hope to see you at the next live event. Back to Nair.
Thank you, Anna. There was a question also for can I create or how do I create projects with other teachers? So here we wanted to also quickly and briefly mention eTwinning. So many of you probably know already eTwinning, but eTwinning is a community of teachers of Europe. I don't know, Anna, in the meantime, if you can just share the link in the chat for eTwinning. So I was just checking the numbers, and for all of you who are not aware about this very nice community of teachers, you should know that there are 800,000 teachers who are participating in eTwinning in 200,000 schools all over Europe, and who have created more than 100,000 projects. So this is really impressive, and this is really also a very meaningful project that we encourage you to join. If you ever want to create a project with other teachers, maybe related to coding, to computational thinking, to unplugged activities, to many other things that or ideas that you may have during the course, we have also created a thread, a specific thread in the course. I shared it in the chat. And here in this thread, you will be able to get in touch with other teachers. So if you want to create a project, feel free to just create a post and say, hello, my name is Nair, and I'm coming from Spain, and I'm looking for teachers in Belgium, maybe to create a project about whatever. So this is something for you to interact and get in contact with other teachers as well.
We have, Nair, another question that is somebody is asking, Sonia, I believe, where can I find materials for planning a Code Week activity online? Do we have any suggestion?
To plan a code week activity online?
Yes, especially because of the coronavirus outbreak.
Okay. We don't have any specific yet, but I believe some of the leading teachers are creating a few materials related to this topic. So how do we organize a session with our students? So far, I think we don't have it. If I am mistaken, please, if any of the leading teachers is aware about this, feel free to share it in the chat. If not, what I would suggest is that you you stay tuned to social media, because everything that we will be publishing, we always share in Twitter and also in the Facebook group for teachers. And also maybe this might be a call for maybe other teachers to create something as such. So if you feel motivated and interested, why not doing such a material and also share it with us? And then we'll probably be able to integrate it in the repository of resources. Something else?
We have a...
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I just wanted to mention the Code Week for All challenge, which is also another way of getting in touch with teachers. So ideally for Code Week, you should be creating alliances of teachers to participate in the same project, different projects. This is something you can do in the Code Week for All challenge. I don't know if Anna can share the link in the chat, or maybe Konstantinos or Tommaso. And also Annika is, thank you Annika, she's also sharing a blog post that we have recently created in the Code Week blog post, with some tips and advice to some remote teaching, some webinars that were happening in the past few weeks. So this might answer your question. I don't remember the name of the person who asked this, Sofia, I think, I don't know, but this may already answer your question. Yes, some focus on practical tips. Yeah, thanks. So Konstantinos, was there any other question?
There is a question if they can share. Vesna is asking, can I share best practices in my language? I guess in the MOOC.
Yeah, so the idea of the MOOC, so well, you know, of course, that the content is in English, but what we wanted also is to try to reach as many teachers as possible. And this is also why we count on the availability and kindness of the leading teachers who are there as national moderators. So if there is something specific that you want to share, you can of course share it. If there is any specific question you want to ask, you can also address this to the national moderator if you want. But along the course, you will find different Padlets and activities for discussion. So you can just identify where this best practice could fit better, or just also share it in the Facebook group, which is always a nice idea, and that will help other teachers to benefit as well from it. Is there any other question, Konstantinos? Maybe
there are quite a few questions. So Dorina is asking if she can write a blog about her experience for her activities with her students, teachers, university students in last year in some conferences or face-to-face meetings. I think that definitely you can. Please send us an email and we will forward you the information how to do so. And there is another question as well about how could NCHU, I think, how could be used in the course in biology and environmental sciences? So how can somebody use the course for this courses?
For biology, you said, or
and environmental
scientists. For this, there was, if you remember, also Konstantinos in the previous course that we did, there was also the students meet where we have some students. Do you want to explain this?
I'm sorry, I'm replying.
The students meet.
Yes.
That
so
we have.
What we have, and I think it's online. So we have had a student meet where students have prepared activities, and one school in Malta the students created different projects to tackle environmental challenges, for example, using coding and using computational thinking. So you can find all this on the website and in the blog post. If you want, you can maybe if somebody finds the blog post, we can share it also in the chat. So there are many opportunities, and I think yeah, this is the beauty of coding. You can just use it in any context, in any course that you're teaching.
Yes, I'm just thank you, Konstantinos. I'm just sharing the chat the link to the live events from last year, so where you will be able to see the students meet that Konstantinos is mentioning. And yeah, and again, there are many things that you can do. So for instance, to me, for instance, Scratch, it's something that can be used for any subject at all. For biology, we had also one of the learning bits that one of the leading teachers created, Stefania Altieri. I don't know if she's here today. And this is, it was a lesson plan. Let me see if I find it. I will share it with you as well. It was a lesson plan where students, they were primary students, and they were working or trying to learn how to plant a seed, and they at the same time they were learning about algorithms. So this might be also a good way of combining coding and biology. I'm sharing here in the chat also the link to this resource that I'm talking about. And in general, just feel free to just browse the website. We will be still around, even though the session will be over now. We will. You can still contact us in Twitter, or maybe just get in touch through the course, and of course the Facebook group as well, in case you have more questions. Konstantinos, is there anything else?
No, I think that's it. If you have more questions, you can always ask us via email, school@codeweek.eu, right?
Yes, and that's it. This is a very big thank you from all of us. I'm here talking, but again, Code Week team is very big. We have Konstantinos, Anna, Tommaso, Annika, Jakub, and the communication agency who is nowadays supporting us in this very nice initiative. So very big thank you from all of us. We hope you will find the course interesting and meaningful. And of course, even though you have completed the course already, some of you, which is very nice, of course, but do keep participating in these communities, Twitter, Facebook, because at the end, I think is one of the most relevant things, the community that is created behind the initiative and this course. Stay tuned also to social media, Twitter, Facebook group, and also again, we hope to see you in the next live events, the official live events, because today was a bit of a surprise. So next live event, it will be on Monday, next week, 18th at 5 p.m. and it will be a question and answer. So if you have any more question that you wanted to ask today that we didn't have time to do it, feel free also to do it there and join us. And I think that's it. Thank you so much. I hope you like the course and hope to see you soon. Bye.